Stop breaking people's hearts. Stop making people regret knowing you. Stop making people remember you and they are in tears. Because of your character, you have closed door for every other person. Nobody wants to trust anybody. If all you did in somebody's life is to make the person start suspecting others, you will pay. You know why? The blessings others would have had that you hindered, God will make sure you pay for it. If anyone is crying because of you, you will cry. I'm telling you the truth. You come to the altar and you are praying. When the person who you hurt is alive, you have not gone to apologize. You are coming to pray. My friend, get out of that altar. You broke a girl's heart. You promised her marriage. You didn't marry her. She's still alive. She's still breathing. Then you are going to cry to God that your own marriage, now you don't have children. You don't have this. You don't have that. God said, why will you have children when you made somebody else's child cry? Go and apologize to that person first before you come back to pray. Stop breaking people's hearts and making peace with God. Meanwhile, the people are still alive.
And all right, guys, that was just a short clip from Apostle John Suleman. Very sensible sentences he made. Very clearly defined sentences he made. Out of all the sentences he's made, I was able to pick at least one sensible one from it. First of all, don't get me wrong, guys. I am not speaking for or against any pastor. I am not speaking for Apostle John Suleman, or am I speaking against him? I believe all men will stand in the presence of God to give accounts, at the end of all time. So that is not the reason why I'm here. I'm only here because one or two sentences is made is meaningful to this particular topic. And that's the reason why I am going to talk about it. He made mention of you. It's actually directed the sentences to the guys, to the men out there, that you broke the heart of a girl. Okay, you made her cry, you promised her marriage and all of that. You did not marry her, you broke her heart, you left her to be without a man. All of those times she was supposed to look for somebody serious. You did not, as a man, you did not allow her to go and, get married to somebody serious. You wasted her time. You jilted her, you broke her heart, you promised her marriage and all of those things there and there. He said, now in your own marriage, he was referring to the men out there, that in your own marriage, now you are suffering. You have issue of childlessness. You are suffering because there are no children in your marriage. And because of that, you've cried unto God for God to answer your prayers. He said, because you have made someone else's child cry, God is dealing with you, and that you should go there first of all and apologize to the lady that you broke the hearts before you can run on to God. 100% he was directing his statements, his sentences to the men out there, which is actually very, very true. Okay? The reason why I've come to pick on those points today is because I know those guys, I know some guys are out there who are bent on deceiving ladies, whose interest is just to eat and run. We call it eat and run. I mean, you and I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to eat and run. They get into the relationship with them, deceive them, sleep with them, do them anyhow, promise them heaven and earth, and at the end of all time, this can take number of years. And a lady has a specific, certain age she must get married. If a lady is ranging between 24 to 30 something, if she's not married, then there's going to be a problem. So if you keep a girl in a deceitful relationship for those number of years, and within your heart as a man that you are not ready for marriage with the person, with the lady, you don't want to marry the lady due to one reason best known to you or the other. It is always very good to let the lady go on time and look for somebody who is serious and ready to marry her. You tie the lady down for one reason or the other. Maybe you are enjoying her too much in bed. She's giving you money. She's doing some things which you like, but you are not ready to spend the rest of your life with her. It is very possible the lady doesn't know. It is you, the man, that knows your own heart. The man knows their own hearts. The lady you are in a relationship with does not know your heart, does not know exactly what you have for her or against her. It is the guy in a relationship that determines whether relationship sometimes will be successful. Okay? So if you have a relationship like that, you are keeping that particular lady and within you that you are not ready to marry the lady. It is high time you let the lady left. It is high time you let her go. Because what this man is actually saying here made a lot of sense to me, that you promised her marriage. you broke her heart. Because when you promise somebody marriage and you did not get married to her, the lady might actually suffer because she will have given 100% interest, attention, emotions, everything into that particular relationship, only for her to find out that the relationship was not going to be. The marriage was not going to come. So you are now indirectly telling her to go and start from the scratch, to go and start from zero again, building another relationship. Do you know how many years it's going to take her to build that particular relationship before that leads to marriage? I mean, this is a lady that has been with you for X number of years with the hope that you are going to get married to her, only for her to discover that at the end of all time, you're not even anywhere close to getting married to her. So when you eventually get married to somebody else and you are crying for childlessness, you are crying because there's no child in your marriage, you have the issue of childlessness in your marriage, what this apostle said is that you should go and apologize, beg the lady. I mean, there's nothing you can do. At least apologize, or something like that before God can actually hear your prayer. That's exactly what he's saying, which to me, I believe is actually very true. So, and that's the reason why I keep saying to ladies out there, it is always very, very good to investigate, to know the kind of guy you are into a relationship with before you go too deep into the relationship. Don't waste your time not knowing the guy you are dating. Spend quality time studying the guy. Spend quality time to study, to investigate, to know the parents of the guy, the family and relatives of the guy, and friends of the guy. Make sure you know at least few people, depending on what part of the world you are. Make sure you spend quality time to know the relatives, family, and some friends of this guy. At least these people can tell you a few things about him. Do your thorough investigation. Do your underground investigation about the guy you are dating. Otherwise, you're going to spend quality hours, quality time, a reasonable amount of time of your life in a fake relationship, only for you to get to the age of 30-something and only for you to discover that the guy is not even anywhere close to getting married to you. It is quite important that you take all of this into account and you need to understand it very clearly. One of my videos that I've done in the past showcased few signs to know if a guy will change after marriage. If you have not seen that clip, click on the link above. You're going to see the clip. You're going to get some signs. Those signs are only included but not limited to all the signs, but they are the main signs to see in a guy who will change after marriage. That's exactly what that particular video was all about. So if you have not seen the video, click on that particular link and you will be able to see the clip.
Husband and wife growing into brother and sister. That's the way I see my father. Bishop Oyedepo relate with his wife. That's how I relate with my wife. There are some who are legalistic about their marriage. My wife, my husband. My right is right. When you grow to become brother and sister, you don't see brother and sister in the family fighting over things. They love themselves passionately. The legality of marriage is the reason why there are many crises in marriage today. If you see your wife as your sister, you won't treat her the way you are treating her. If you see your husband as your brother, you won't treat him the way you are treating him. These are keys of wisdom. You wonder why some people are living happily every day. I can't imagine a day will pass without talking to my wife. I can't imagine not missing my wife. I can't imagine her not missing me. Some men don't miss their wives. Some wives don't miss their husbands. When he travels 3 days, he can do away without talking to his wife or with his husband. Why? She is not his sister. He is not our brother.
Yeah, that was the clergyman who spoke about seeing your wife as seeing yourselves in a relationship as brothers and sisters. Okay, when you see yourselves as brothers and sisters in a relationship, you wouldn't fight for many things. You wouldn't fight for some things. You wouldn't argue. You wouldn't quarrel. Relationship are meant, don't get it wrong, you're bound to have, issues in your marriages, where you have to argue over certain things, but it wouldn't get beyond a specific level. Okay? The man of God is actually talking about it, that you need to see yourselves as brothers and sisters in a particular relationship. He says because of the lack of seeing each other as brothers and sisters, that is why there are so much crises in marriages and relationships today. Because everyone is actually claiming a sense of ownership. You're right here, you're right that, you're right this, you're right that. And that's the reason why relationship is not actually working. If you see yourselves as brothers and sisters in every relationship you find yourself, you will excel because, you cannot hurt your brother. You cannot hurt your sister. You want your sister to excel. You want your brother to excel. You want your brother to be happy. You want your sister to be happy. So if you see yourselves as brothers and sisters in the relationship that you are, you will discover that things will work smoothly. You'll be able to fend for yourselves. You'll be able to guide yourselves. You'll be able to provide for yourselves in times of need, different kinds of aspects of need. This is really, really important. It is quite important that you see yourselves in this way. Don't forget that your health is linked directly with a relationship.